Is it right? I can write it as x raised to the power negative m. So 1 over x raised to the power 7 is to be right, or it can be written as x raised to the power negative 7. Then after that, I want now to find the derivative. The first step, let's take negative 3 here. X raised to the power negative 3 plus, minus 1 plus negative 7 x raised to the power negative 7 minus 1. As we said before, since the derivation of x to the power n is n x raised to the power n minus 1. Here is n, and here is n minus 1. Here is n, and here is n minus 1. So because of that, the derivation here, it will be negative 3x. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4 plus negative 7x raised to the power negative 8. Then now I can rewrite it as negative 3 over x raised to the power 4 plus negative 7 over x raised to the power 8. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, it is to the power negative 4, not 4.
No, if you put it down, that here, if you have x raised to the power m, what you have to do? The first step, what is the reciprocal of x? It is 1 over x. And what is the opposite of negative m? It is m. This is a rule. You take it in grade 8. Here, x raised to the power negative m is, what is the reciprocal of x? Is 1 over x, and the opposite of negative m is m. Here is the same. What is the opposite of x? Is 1 over x. The reciprocal, of x is 1 over x. And the opposite of negative 4 is 4.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Yeah.
Teacher, we can complete and add them together.
Sorry, combine them?
Yeah, can we complete and add them together?
No. If you multiplied here by this, like this, do you want to complete like this? I mean that.
Can't we like add the x to the power of 4 and x to the power of 8 together?
No.
Why?
You cannot add the powers. You can just multiply them.
Okay.
I mean that. You cannot add x squared plus x cubic. You cannot add them, but you can multiply them. If you multiply them, you will add the powers, which will be x to the power 5. In the powers, you can only multiply or divide them. Is it clear now?
Yes.
So I will stop here. Okay. Now, let's solve number 10. I want to solve 10 and 14 and 13 and 15, all of them. Yeah. Let's solve number 10 now. In 10, f of x is square root of x plus 1 over x. The first step, I have to write them as an x raised to the power. So, x, our square root of x, how can I rewrite it? As x raised to the power?
1 over 2.
1 over 2. Thank you. and 1 over x,
-1.
x raised to the power -1. Thank you. Then here, x raised to the power half. It will be half x raised to the power half minus 1, like n x raised to the power n minus 1, plus -1 x raised to the power -1 minus 1, which is also n minus 1. And after that, let's now rewrite it as half x, half minus 1 is -half, plus -x raised to the power -2. Then, after that, half and x raised to the power -half is x. The reciprocal of x is 1 over x, and the opposite of -half is half. Minus. What is, since now x here is raised to the power -2, so I can write it as the reciprocal of x is 1 over x, and the opposite of -2 is 2. Then the more simplified is 1 over 2. And like here, x raised to the power 1 over 2, I can rewrite it as square root of x. So here it will be 1 over 2 square root of x minus 1 over x squared. This will be an f prime of x. Is it clear?
Yes.
Teacher, can you repeat the final part?
Here, from here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, half x raised to the power -1 over 2. Okay, I want to raise it here. Now, it is half x raised to the power half minus x raised to the power -2. I now know, I want now to simplify it. How it will be? Half, keep it as it is. Then x, now since now x is raised to a negative power or negative exponent, okay, every time if you have a negative exponent like x raised to the power -m, you have to write the x or the reciprocal of x as 1 over x, and the reciprocal of -m, the opposite of -m is m or positive m. So here, if you have x raised to the power -half, I can write it as, what is the reciprocal of x? It is 1 over x. And what is the opposite of -half? It is half. Okay? Then, after that, now, and also you have to know that if you have x raised to the power m over n, x raised to a fraction, this one, it can be written like this, square root of x is now m over n. Here you have to write like the reciprocal of it. I mean, if m is up, here it will be down. And if n is down, here it will be up. So it will be the nth root of x raised to the power m. So if you have x raised to half, what does it mean? You have to write it like this. What is down? It is 2. It will be up. And what is up? It is 1. It will be down. So it will be square root of x. So this one, it can be written as square root of x. Now, go to the second part. Here you have x raised to a negative power. So what is the reciprocal of x? It is 1 over x. And what is the opposite of negative 2? It is 2. Every time, if you have an x raised to a negative power, just write the reciprocal of x and the opposite every time. Reciprocal, then opposite. Reciprocal of x is 1 over x, and opposite of negative 2 is 2. Minus 1 over x squared. So the answer here is 1 over 2 square root of x minus 1 over x squared. This will be an f prime of x. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's choose number 11 and 12. They have approximately the same idea. Okay. Let's now do number 13. And number 13 here, you will have f of x equal x raised to the power by minus 1 over x, and x is raised to square root of 10. Now, I have to rewrite it. It will be as x raised to the power by plus this one. Here it is 1 over something. So I can now, or I want now to rewrite it, but by the inverse one. And I told you before a few seconds that 1 over or x raised to the power negative, it will be 1 over something. So 1 over something is x raised to the negative square root of 10. Is it clear? I mean, 1 over x raised to the power m is x raised to the power negative m. So you can write it like this. You can convert it from 1 over x raised to the power m to be as x raised to the power negative m, or x raised to the power negative m. You can write it like this. So here is the sum. Here you have 1 over x raised to the power 10. It can be written as x raised to the power negative square root of 10. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So then after that, here now I have f of x. This will be now my function. I want now to find f prime of x. It will be n, which is by x raised to the power by minus 1 plus negative square root of 10 x times negative square root of 10 minus 1. This will be now f prime of x. Is it clear now? Yes, grade 11 and 12. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Let's solve now number 14. In number 14 here, you have f of x equal cubic root of 8 over x. Now, can I distribute the cubic root on both numerator and denominator?
Yes.
You can distribute it only on the 8?
No, in 8 and x. It can be written as cubic root of 8 over cubic root of x. Is it right?
Yes.
teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is the cubic root of 8? It is 2.
2.
And cubic root of x, if I want to write it as an exponent, it will be x raised to the power
1 over
1 over 3.
1 over 3. Thank you. Then after that, it is 2 times x raised to, 1 over x raised to m. I can write it as x raised to the power negative m. This is a negative exponent. So here it will be 2 times x and x raised to the power, who can tell me?
Negative 1.
negative 1 over 3.
Negative 1 over 3.
Thank you. Then after that, this is now my function. I want now to rewrite the f prime of x. How it will be? The first step, I will keep 2 outside. Then this one, which is x raised to the power negative 1 over 3, it can be differentiated. So it will be negative 1 over 3 x, which is n, x raised to the power n minus 1. Negative 1 over 3 minus 1. Okay? Yes, is it clear?
Yes,
Teacher.
teacher.
Okay.
Teacher.
Yes, Shahid.
Teacher, can you please repeat it again?
From here?
From the beginning.
From the beginning? Okay, Mihad. Yalla. I want to solve number 14. In 14, you have a cubic root of 8 over x. Now, this one, can you distribute the cubic root in both the numerator and numerator?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. I will put the cubic root up and down. Then 8 it will be up and x it will be down. Then after that, we told you that if you have x raised to the power m over n, it can be written as x m, which is up, it will be down, and n, which is down, it will be up. So if you have x raised to the power 1 over 3, how can you write, sorry, you have cubic root of x raised to the power 1. How can you write it here? You will say it is x raised to the power 3 over 1 or 1 over 3?
1 over 3.
Negative
1
1
over
over 3.
No, 1 over 3 without negative. It is just 1 over 3. So here I can write it as x raised to the power 1 over 3. And what is the cubic root of 8? What is the number that if I multiply it 3 times I will get 8? Just 2. Is it right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. By the way, until now, I didn't find the derivative. I just simplify it. Okay? I didn't find the derivative. Just I rewrite it now as x raised to power something. So now, this one can be written as 2 times x raised to third. If you put it up, how it will be? Yes, Nihat.
Negative.
Negative, thank you. Negative 1 over 3. Then I want now to find now I want to find the derivation. Now all of this one before it was, you know it in grade 8. Now you go back to grade 11. Here now I want to find the derivative. So f prime of x is, keep 2 outside, then I want now to find the derivation of this one, which is negative 1 over 3, because we know that we have x raised to the power n, the derivative of it is n x raised to the power n minus 1. So here, this is x raised to the power negative 1 over 3. So negative 1 over 3, x raised to the negative 1 over 3 minus 1. Then two times negative 1 over 3 is what? Negative 2 over 3. X. Negative 1 over 3 minus 1. How can you find the answer? Negative 1 here. I want to solve, I mean that I want to solve this one. Negative 1 over 3 minus 1. Is it right? It can be written as negative 3 over 3. Yes. So
Yes.
negative 4 over 3 after you subtract them. So here x raised to the power negative 4 over 3. Then after that, the final answer here, which is negative 2 over 3, x raised to the power negative 4 over 3. How can it be written? It will be 2 over 3. Now, x raised to the power negative m. Can I write it as 1 over x raised to the power 4 over 3? Is it right?
Teacher-wise, then 2 isn't negative.
Sorry, I forgot it. So it will be 1 over x raised to the power 4 over 3. Then after that, I can write it now as negative 2 over 3, then x raised to the power 4 over 3. I told you that if you have x raised to the power m over n, it can be written as x raised to m down and n up. So here it will be, who can tell me?
Cubic root of x and x to the power 4.
X raised to the power 4 and the cubic root of x, yes. So the answer here is negative 2 over 3 cubic root of x raised to the power 4. This is the derivation of number 14. Is it clear now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now go to number 15. In number 15 here, f of x is 3 x squared plus 1 squared. Here, that's mean I have this function, and this is raised to the power 2. What you have to do? You have to simplify. As we did before. Every time you have to simplify to make it as polynomial function. So, 3x squared plus 1 multiply by 3x squared plus 1. I want to write it here. It's 3x squared plus 1 times 3x squared plus 1. How can you multiply them? The first step, you multiply 3x squared by this one and then by this one. 3x squared times 3x squared is 3 times 3 is what? 9. And I multiplied this one now with this one. X times x squared times x squared, the power will be added, so it will be x raised to the power 4. Then I will multiply now 3x squared, this one now, with 1. What it will be 3x squared. Is it right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, then after that now. Now, I will now multiply the second term, which is 1. The first time by 3x squared and the second time by 1. So plus 1 times the 3x squared, it will be as the same, 3x squared. And 1 plus 1, it will be 1. So the final answer is f of x is 9x to the power 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 6x to the power 2. Now I can add them because since they have the same power, it can be added. Plus 1. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Now, okay. Who opened it from iPad or mobile? Yalla, quickly. That I will pick. Yes, Lujain. Lujain, I want you please to find f prime of x and tell them how can we find f prime. Wait, please. Here. Now you are a teacher, Lujain. Tell them how can you find the f prime of x if f of x is 9x raised to the power 4 plus 6x squared plus 1.
Okay. Teacher, can you allow the writing? Because I have no...
Yes, wait, please. Sorry. Yeah, start now.
Okay,
You know
first
how?
of all... Yes, I know.
Okay, thank you.
First of all, we multiply the 9 by the 4 because we have to multiply the exponent by the coefficient. So it will be 36x power 3. And then we have to multiply 6 by 2. So it will be 12. Just 1 second. It will be 12. I have a problem. Wait 1 second just. It will be 12x because 2 minus 1 is x. And the derivative of a constant is 0. So the derivative of 1 is 0. So this will be the final answer.
Okay, thank you. So here, thank you. So here, now Lojane solved with you with a shortest way. Later on, when you will be familiar with the derivation, you will multiply 4. Oops, sorry. You will multiply. We multiply 4 times 9, which is 36, and then you will go back to x. You keep it as x, and you subtract it 1 from 4, which will be 3. Plus, you will multiply 2 times 6, which is 12, and then x squared, it can be written as x raised to the power 2 minus 1, which is x raised to the power 1. And the derivation of a constant is 0. Is it clear now?
Yes,
Thank you so
teacher.
much, Lojane.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's now I probably have only 2 minutes. Let's solve another one because I want to talk about the higher derivative. Or oh wait. Here, yeah, let's solve this one now. Here now. Now, as we said before, f prime of x or y prime of x or dy over dx, all of them, I'm talking about derivative. Now, here I want you to find y prime of 1. What does it mean? That's mean I have y equal 5x squared minus 3x plus 1. If I asked you now to find y prime of 1, you have to do first y prime of x. I mean, you have to find the derivation. Then you have to evaluate x with 1 after derivation. So the first step, I want now to find the derivation of y equal 5 prime of x. So let's find now y prime of x. It will be, wait, I want to change the color here. It will be 5 times 2 x squared is 2x raised to the power 1 minus 3. Every time I told you that if you have a 3x, its derivative is -3. Plus 1, keep it as, the derivative of it is 0. So the answer here is 10x minus 3. This is what now? This is y prime of x. What about now the second step I told you now to find y prime of 1? You just evaluate x with 1. So it will be 10 times 1 minus 3, which is 7. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now I will finish now because we have less than 1 minute because to let the Zoom